Hi, friends. I have some more new toys. I'll be bringing them out here and there as they're appropriate. And this one is for this journal. How open are you? Can you expand? And I subtitled it, Could You Do the No Night Experiment? This journal is from June 9th, the second of that day. It's another in the observation series, Educating Our Vision. And the Mayan day was one jaguar or jaguar. So, how many of you were able to abandon your supposed knowledge and knowing enough to perform the thought experiment I proposed in the last journal about the sun's light and Earth's night not existing? I know that some couldn't abandon their knowing, their knowledge sufficiently to allow themselves the luxury of the experiment. And that's fine. It is what it is, and it doesn't really matter what we think of it in the final analysis, for there is no final analysis. Any finality is just a dream. So, while some experience of a modified night is possible, a shadowing or dimming of the sun's brilliant radiance, it would not extend so long nor be so complete as what we experience. One way or another, the sun's light would not cease shining on all the broad expanse of the sky at night. The small Earth shadow is simply not that big, friends. That's what night supposedly is, you know, the shadow of the Earth. No little planet like Earth has a shadow like that, now does it? Shadows don't extend out sideways. Make room for a sense of wonder, if possible, at least. Expand your borders and boundaries. Let go of thinking you know so very much. You don't, I promise you. Remember, the huge portion of what you were fed in your schooling is false. Same for our parents and their parents and on back. If we go far enough back that way, we can find days and times in which more of the truth was known and existed in the awareness of men. We would be so far back in what today's scientists would call the dawn of prehistory, though, that it has not been passed down to us today, except its remnants in myth. Take the Anastasia books as an example. They may well contain more truth in them than in all of our history books put together. Or take our history, Earth history, as taught by the Andromedans. That's a far cry from what we've been told. Links in the transcript, of course. You see, our programming goes deep. And until we can begin to unplug from that, what then? Do you think you're open to truth, carrying all of those lies on board? And being so attached to them? It's the attachment that's deadliest, it seems to me. As long as we can say, well, this is what I think, but it might be different than that, then we're okay. We're not attached. It is both expectation and attachment that get in our way. These truly help mold our reality, the reality we experience each of our days. We don't realize that we're creators, but we are. We have to begin to really look at these things, to begin to identify them in self. Until we can see them, how can we work with or change them? Can you tell me? Don't you have to see something before you can change it? This is the purpose of observation, in part. Observation is so unimaginably powerful that you won't fit its properties and possibilities in any one concept, but it at least does this. It opens our self to our vision. We have layers upon seemingly endless layers of unreality to unravel, my friends, but it all starts with looking, with observing. The beauty of this too is that it is all so beautifully connected. Thus, when you begin to watch one thread unraveling, it is attached to others. So the task is not so daunting as it might at first seem to unravel the lies, to come into the presence of real truth. This can be done, but not with your ego intact. The ego is not making the journey. That's one of the reasons for observing too. It helps us step back from the ego and just watch. If you've spent any time with little birdie, you've noticed this already. There's a certain sense of detachment that enters. It's very handy, if at first a good bit disconcerting. Just stick with it, though. It has many treasures to bring. So, it appears we have three things going here. First, we have a certain attitude, a certain